And I believe it is our desire that they get completed, and that is part of the work I do to oversight and then to make sure enough resources come to the county. But once Bwana Muteti, the chairman, you know, you have heard that from the expert of finance, that the wage bill is high because of levies. Unfortunately, there is another very bad law being brewed at the National Assembly right now, and most probably is going to come to Senate. I'll do my level best to fight it, but I can assure you, for us to sort out this matter completely, we need a new government. This one will not stop messing it up. From Makueni County to get 10 billion shillings, the solution is a new government. Now you nundu wangine we matasike kamba you neona kindu ketweleka ile ata maundu maitho gabantu. Please encourage those who have turned 18 years to take a voting card, to take an ID card, take a voting card. You are the professionals. I am aware that many people did not vote. 7 million Kenyans did not vote because they were very annoyed with the presidential candidates who are presented. So next time we are going to make sure we present a votable candidate, 2027, to sort out some of these problems. Now, I'm sure the governor will address some of the issues. I really want to limit myself to what I'm supposed to do. One of the biggest problems in Makueni, and I've had it here, is the human-wildlife conflict. Compensation is a serious problem for people who have been killed by elephants, for where plants have been destroyed and things like that. And one of the biggest problems has been these conservationists who are our neighbors in Makueni. They're actually the ones who allow these elephants to come to Makueni and kill people. So the last time we talked to Bwana Mutua, we realized most of them are unlicensed and they actually operate illegally. He promised to do something within a month, but unfortunately has never done anything. Again, we need a new government. So the compensation, you know, KWS works with that. You have to fill in some forms, some medical reports here and there, and the county government partners with the national government of that particular one to sit through. So we really need to push them so that they can compensate as much as possible. The little money which was brought to Makueni was really paltry by our two ministers from our community. The one who we chased away and even this one who have come, both of them seem to have very little idea on how heavy this matter is. It needs a serious budget from the government, and because the budgetary cycle is beginning now, then we're going to push the National Assembly to make sure serious monies are allocated so that compensation must be done. The other one is the PPPs. You know, most of these things we are suggesting can only be achieved with the county government partners with other organizations, so that we could have private public partnerships, and a lot of agendas could be pushed. Lastly, on the PWDs and the youth, you know, I discovered this problem is very big when we summoned the national minister in charge of this, when we were dealing with the issue of compensation of the 1998 bombing victims. You know, 6,000 people got disabled here in Nairobi when an American interest was attacked by terrorists. And everybody is actually a candidate for PWD. There's no one who can say they will never be disabled. I saw people who used to have eyes, no longer had eyes. People who had faces totally disconfigured. People operating on one eye and they used to have two eyes. And their lives completely inconvenienced for the last 23 years or so. The good news is that a few weeks ago I was in the United States. We need to amend a law in the Senate and Congress to include Kenya as one of the beneficiaries of the terrorist fund, where victims can be compensated. Without that, having won 3,316 suits successfully in the US, worth 7 trillion shillings, actually our budget. Without that amendment, which I'm really working on before April, that money will not come to Kenya so that these people can be compensated. So when we ask them what is the policy on people with disability and why these people have never been taken care of for so many years, there is really no idea. You know, the Constitution it's not clear whether PWDs are devolved or a national function. But for the law which exists there, PWDs should actually be taken care of at the national level. So what the governor has been doing, or the counties have been doing, is through the CTTI training fund, accommodate PWDs for training and for things like that. But otherwise, there is no devolved budget. This is a national issue, and the national government should seriously take care of it. And I think since it has been so difficult over the last years for PWDs to be taken care of, in fact, someone came to meet Sakaja here after their suites were confiscated in the streets, and I met them there. One of them talked to me in Kikamba, so I gave them some 10,000 for tea after their demonstration. As soon as I left outside, just outside Sakaja's office, they were tear gassed. You can imagine somebody in a wheelchair be tear gassed. Again, we need a new government to deal with the matter of PWDs. So this is a very serious matter. I've heard and we will follow it up. I have a big challenge as a senator. I do everything which pertains me as a senator to make sure that our national government projects like Ithwaka Dam and Konza City are taken care of. And I can assure you, kekatiba PS Muya, Ithwaka Dam in the Avingi Watene. PS Muya, Mugodiyo Kopi. Asante sana. Asante sana PS Muya. And thank you very much for the invitation.
Asante, tupigie mheshimiwa makofi. Sasa namwalika naibu wa gavana wa Makueni, Her Excellency Lucy Mulili akuja patiane hotuba. Tumpigie makofi kama anakuja. Asante. Na pia ndiye ataalika His Excellency the Governor to share his comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Waziri Mangoka. Your Excellency the Governor and all protocols observed. Good evening. Thank you. It has been a wonderful evening just listening through to your contributions on the County Fiscal Strategy Paper 2024-2025. Now, I had a small speech here, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going just to respond to one issue or two that was raised by the engineer from Kibwezi, who is an investor doing some business on Sengenge ni ng'ombe. We appreciate you now. But before then, I think she spoke about the rape cases and defilement that we've been having. I think at the county, of course, assault, they've been there, but also we also have very high suicide cases in Makueni. Now, let me say this, but it's not Makueni only. I think it is all over. We need to accept this. Now, we have been working closely with the police, together with the judiciary, and I can tell you, we have been getting justice for those victims. As I speak to you, we have about 4 people in custody awaiting. Their cases are still ongoing. Recently, we were able to get justice for an 85-year-old lady, and someone was sentenced for 50 good years. And they will never come back because they are now 60 years. I don't think they will survive the 50 years for rape in Neria Kakawaya. And there are many more other cases, including children, which we have been very, very keen. And we have about 7 children in different rescue centers. We have a problem with the, and I think it is everywhere, we have problems with families. And on the issue of Chani girls, we have followed up with the police, with the county commissioner, and we already know some of the suspects who we know where they have gone to hide, and very soon they'll be arrested and they will face justice. But overall, we will also mentor our girls and our youth, so that it's a societal problem. The only problem, it happens in private, but we will mentor, but also speak out, which we have been doing. Now, during the presentation, I think there's something that was missed, so that I can now invite the governor. During the recent the rains, the El Nino rains, we did so much as a county led by His Excellency the Governor on support of the families that were affected. And incidentally, I don't know what happened to Makueni. Actually, we had the highest rate in the country of deaths caused by people being swept away by water. A lot of work still needs to be done, but we also assisted close to, I think, 1,000 households together with their families. We had camps. I can't remember whether there were 5 or 6. There were 5 I think in KICC, in Kilome, and we were able to assist those families for a while. And we are grateful that at some point when we were closing the camps and life at the camps, we made them very comfortable. And I think I wish to thank the MCDF led by Chande and team. Thank you very much, because you are able to donate food stuff, you're able to bring clothing, you're able to stand with the county during very difficult time, because those families, most of them lost everything. And I think at the moment we are working on the very, very poor ones to do some houses for them so that they can live somewhere. It was a challenging time for us, but we are happy we overcame that. And now with the rains, there is so much, plenty of food, plenty of ndengu, plenty of ndoko, plenty of maize, and everything that has been planted. Now, of course, there are issues about fertilizer, and well, I didn't see the CEO here, but we wish to thank him together with the Ministry of Agriculture for opening up new satellite, helping us to open up new satellite hubs where fertilizer could be accessed easily and nearer by the farmers, and therefore why we have a bumper harvest and also assisting the farmer to get the product nearer to them. So there is a lot that we did not cover here, but looking back, that 1 year that has gone, a lot has been done, and we really are grateful also for your contributions that we've had as we look forward to the coming financial year. We can only do better with your contribution, but also going forward as one team of Makueni County led by His Excellency